Hey guys, it's Mike up at Sapulpa Times.
And Lucy with the City of Sapulpa.
And welcome back. It's
Thanks.
Monday.
I know.
It's July 1st.
I know, that's crazy.
Yes. The summer seems to be just fleeting.
I know, we've got like 6 weeks left.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I know.
Don't remind me of that. Sheesh.
I know.
So if you haven't had your summer fun yet, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Let's get caught up on the weekend, first of all, though. I know today's main topic is fireworks shows and stuff because it's coming up later this week, 4th of July. But several of the shows that we were having locally happened this last weekend. And so I didn't get to go to any of them.
I wish they were a little bit more spread out. Like the Kellyville one, there was 2 shows in Kellyville and the show in Glenpool, and they all happened on the same night.
Mm-hmm. So like you had your picking, you had your choice, your options.
Yeah, you had options, but you had to miss 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish they spread those out a little bit more. There was a show, in Bixby, and then Broken Arrow had a whole weekend of fireworks.
Man.
Yeah, they had them Friday and Saturday. And so I'm like, I get that 4th of July is this week, and like if you buy a permit from the city to pop fireworks within city limits, like it only lasts like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think.
Yeah.
But like maybe we should rework that.
And do it for like a longer period or something.
Yeah, so that way like people can spread it out.
Yeah, it makes sense when you got 4th of July falling on a Thursday,
Right, and you spend thousands of dollars on these fireworks, and you only get a limited number of people, which I guess helps because the Bixby one, I went to Bixby on Friday night, was packed. I didn't even go all the way to the Glenpool one. I just pulled over. I was in Kiefer, and I could see them, so I just pulled over in the Kiefer parking lot and watched them. And that was great. But like everyone's pictures and videos, like everything is just packed. So maybe that's why they do it. So
have you ever done like a long road trip or anything to go see a particular fireworks show or something? Well,
I used to go down to Grand to see the Duck Creek fireworks show.
Is that where you're actually on the water?
Yes.
And you see it? Okay, that's a lot of fun.
And if you've never seen the Duck Creek fireworks show, you are totally missing out.
Do they do that every year?
Yes, they do it every year. And have you ever seen the Drillers fireworks show?
Yes, that's a hoot.
That's like a lot of fun. It's like 5 nights of the Drillers put in one show. Like it's almost an hour of fireworks.
What?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
It's awesome.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we're asking you guys in the chat now, what are you doing for fireworks this year? Are you guys shooting them at home? Are you going to go to one of the shows that is happening around the area? I want to know. So we can still get permits here at City Hall, right?
Yes, you can still get your permits. You can get your permit all the way up until you can't get a permit, until you can't use it anymore. Okay,
and when is that?
The 5th.
Okay, the 5th is the last day.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to have a little extra after party celebration or something, that's good use of that. Is there a curfew or anything like tied to those permits? Because I know some cities, like you can only shoot them between like 9 a.m. and 11 p.m. or something.
Yeah, I think there's time on it.
Okay, probably like a standard noise ordinance or something.
Yeah.
I would think, right? Which is like 11. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, keep that in mind, guys. Just because you buy your permit doesn't mean you're going to be shooting off fireworks at 2 a.m.
Very true. But it'll probably happen.
Should not be anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody just mentioned the drone show. Let me actually talk about that real quick because that is one of the major events that we have happening here. The drone show is going to be happening on the 3rd, which is Wednesday, and it will be at the Deluxe Food Truck Park over on South Main. And this is the 3rd year that they're doing this. And if you haven't seen this show before, it is really cool. Last year, they had a programming error or something with them, I think, and it kind of screwed some stuff up. This year, I think they've got all the bugs worked out. So if you haven't had the chance to see this show, you can either go to the Deluxe Food Truck Park itself, but I've heard, and I think we've even done this, like you can actually see the drones from Reese's if you go park in that parking lot.
You can. You can also see them from Atwoods.
From Atwoods, okay.
Yeah, so I parked at Atwoods the very first year.
Okay.
To watch them because I couldn't get to it, and I had a tiny baby, and I didn't really want to fight all the crowd. So you can actually see them from Atwoods, which I will say they were backwards.
Well, yeah, you were watching it from the other side, right?
Right. So, but like you can read them and stuff, but they are backwards. Like it's not like you see it both ways. And so I've heard people say they could see it at Walmart.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think you can see it all the way down as long as the terrain is good for it. but it's pretty cool. Yeah, it is backwards if you're watching the outwards, because they say Happy 4th of July, and then it's actually like, whatever that is backwards. I couldn't say.
Which you can tell what it is. It's just, I mean, it's like looking in a mirror. It's just backwards.
Yeah, it is. But that'll be a pretty good show. And then, but I know a lot of you guys are into the live fireworks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put up this QR code that we have. The Daily Oklahoma, or not the Daily Oklahoman, the Oklahoman, they have a list of all the shows that are happening across the state, like the big ones, the ones that people usually go to. And it includes some in Jinx and Tulsa, Stillwater, I mean, all the way across the state. So if you're looking for a good show to go to this week, either tonight, the next few days, something like that, go ahead and scan that QR code and check that out, because that is going to be a good list for you. But the drone show is the major event that we have happening here in Sapulpa. The 3rd year they're doing that. Glad they're bringing that back. There has been a little bit of a grassroots movement, though, to have like another local fireworks show. And someone actually commented on the story that we put out late last week about the local shows that were happening. And they said, hey, we're going to be doing one over somewhere. Basically, the only instruction we have is park over at Bartlett Academy. And I guess they've spent a few $1,000 on, and I think some people have contributed, and they're going to do like a 20-minute show. And so we've reached out to get a little more information, where is the show going to be? Where do we need to face in order to see it? So I think they did the same thing last year. So this is going to be just doing it again this year. But anyway, that one will be happening about 9:15 on the 4th. So it'll be like actual 4th of July. And so what you could do is the drone show is happening on the 3rd. Go see that on the 3rd, and then hang out for the live fireworks on the 4th, or head out to one of these other shows that's happening all around the state and celebrate your independence. It's going to be a good time.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit more about the drone show. There's also a concert. There's live music and food trucks and Jupiter jumps and all those things. So
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole event, so go check it out.
It's crowded. So, I mean, we've been there the last 2 years, and it's a good time, but I would suggest parking and walking. That's kind of the easiest way to get there, I think.
You can take shuttle. They got shuttles this year. I think they had them last year.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, from like Central Tech and over maybe at the golf course or something like that. Yeah, so they will have shuttles available, but you can go check all that out on the Deluxe Properties Facebook page. They'll have information on the drone show there as well. But yeah, so aside from that, the only other thing we want to make sure we mention is, guys, we're looking at triple-digit temperatures for the rest of this week, again, all the way up until like Friday, I think, when we have another rainstorm coming in. So y'all be careful out there, be safe. Stay hydrated. So anyway.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Sunday when I got up, it was like cold almost.
Yeah.
It felt so nice.
It was nice. Yes. Yeah. I was outside like immediately on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then back inside pretty quickly because it got up to like 90.
I rode to church with my windows down, and Hudson was like, oh, I feel so good. And then when we got out of church, I was like, windows up, AC on high.
Oh, yeah. Because it is summer in Oklahoma after all.
Yeah.
So. All right, we're going to kick it over to Jonathan for the scripture of the day, and we'll be back right after this. 1 second.
Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday again. Oh, my word. Anyway, 4th of July week. Have a great week. Here's the scripture for the day. Colossians 3:23. It says, put your heart and soul into every activity you do, as though you're doing it for the Lord himself and not merely for others. Man, when you go to work today, or you're playing sports or whatever you're doing, put your all into it. Sell yourself out for it. If you do that, I believe you'll get the results you're looking for, and blessings come with that. Because God says when you do everything unto him, you'll be blessed. I promise you. Have a blessed day. I'm Jonathan, and I'm out.
All right, guys. Thank you for that one, Jonathan. Always good to get the scripture of the day from you. This is the time of the show where I say thanks to all of you who subscribe to the Sapulpa Times and help make this show possible, as well as all the content that we have online. And so those of you who support us with your $4.99 subscription, we appreciate what you do to help support us and keep this thing going. And then while we're doing that, Lucy has been looking up the dad joke for me because I am getting really, really badly about remembering to get those. I need to start doing them like way ahead of time. Have you found one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. What do you get when you cross a dinosaur and a firework?
A dinosaur and a firework?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, I don't know what.
A dynamite kind.
Dynamite. Okay. Mixing that with your 70s slang there. That was pretty good. That wasn't bad. It would be a 4th of July dad joke. So that's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into the show today. We'll see you again on Wednesday where we talk about all things happening in the town that we love. Have a great 4th of July weekend.